The only Indian feature film to premiere at the Cannes Film Festival this year was Neeraj Ghaywan's Homebound, which received a rousing reception. We caught up with Neeraj after the screening to talk to him more about Homebound.
When the premiere at the premiere when I was watching the film, because I've seen the film so many times. In fact, I always was dozing off at my own tech check because I was so tired and exhausted from making the film. And I thought that, okay, fine, premiere. Strangely, I got so emotional during my own film, and I was feeling embarrassed that apne film mein who becomes emotional. And a strangest thing happened, so there's a scene in the film where they want to build a new house, and there's a shot of the father putting water on the cement on the terrace, and I got reminded that it was in my subconscious because it happened in my childhood where we had not very proper house, and when we were first time making a concrete cement house, and we used to watch our father put the water, and we used to fight that who will put the water on the thing. That strange memory returned to me, and I got so emotional watching it, the film. And towards the end, I don't know why, it was very overwhelming. And then when the film got over, and once Karan hugged me, I don't know what got into me. I just burst out crying. It was a release. It was a release from so many things, and the exhaustion of making this film, and the sheer fact that my entire crew is there. We all are watching it together with people the first time. Yeah, so it really got to me. And then everybody was applauding, and I could hear the people, the collective gasps in the theater. But after that, I think during the applause that was going on, there was 2-3 people who came to me, which I have never met them. I don't know who they are, and they came, broke down in a hug, and it was surreal experience. Honestly, I've never experienced this kind of thing before, because it became so personal for people, and that is a true takeaway for me.
I think the takeaway for the audience was the empathy that you generate for the character,
Yeah.
and the kindness that you feel.
Yeah.
What did you learn in the process of making the film? What were your
Oh, wow.
takeaways in the process of making the film?
Honestly, Sachin, has been a journey that is truly humbling. It's truly cathartic, I would say. That's the word. Because I also was going through a lot. 10 years. I was going through depression and the big imposter syndrome that I was carrying. I was trying to battle that. I was trying to get all right. And during that phase is when I was like, to counter that, I was like, I want to write so that I don't feel, I numb myself by creating this story. So that effort took a lot for me. And, with, so I am, so for me, good performance and good script is not enough. I want to experience the world and the characters up close, what they call cinema verite. So I took my own journey of going to these villages, experiencing every single place. We did an immersion exercise with the actors. I took them to the villages up north. We went to this amazing village in the middle of a mango orchards. It was a surreal experience because small anecdote. Sorry, I'll make it quick. Uh, one, so we ate in a very poor man's house, and he had 3 little daughters and one small kid. Same way I have, I have 3 elder sisters. Small little house. The wife made amazing food just from the fields, and as I ate, and the little girls were showing me their rangoli, their designs, and I sat down eating, and my actors was there sitting and eating, and I just had tears in my eyes while doing that, and I couldn't stop, and I was wondering, it was and I felt so insignificant making this film, because in front of all this amazing humanity in front of you, you feel like, what am I doing here? This is real life, and this is so beautiful, this is so meaningful. I don't know if anyone can understand this feeling, that I felt insignificant of making this film. Yeah, and a little while later, we went to this really beautiful mazar in the village, and next to it was this huge tree. I sat there and gave narration to my actors, And these kind of experiences, like they were really, some experiences were so profound that I can't even explain in words. So that transformation has made me accept myself as well, because I've also been battling identity issues for a long time. So it is also my journey of coming of age and coming into my own and accepting who I am with this film. So as you can see, a lot of it is strewn into the film of my own personal experiences. For instance, I've, of course, like I grew up in a Dalit home, but I feel that you go around the world, you look at any minority or majority, any group of people, group of community, any community that you go to, what is one thing that is common? It's patriarchy. Patriarchy unifies all ideologies, all communities, everywhere. Okay, so because I had three elder sisters, I was pampered a lot. Okay, and at that time they used to say that I'm very cute and whatever. But I think growing up, I had a lot of shame about it, that I was given preferential treatment, and I wanted to somehow call out my own self through this film. That's why you see there is a thing in the film where the character is talking about, like, he does get shame about the privilege that he carries. Even being a minority, you will still carry the privilege of being a male. And I had that, and that's why even I also named the sister Vaishali, because my own sister's name is Vaishali. So, so in a way, that is also so. There's so many things that are so close to me in this film. Like I had a neighbor whose name was Askar. We were best friends. Used to go around, and every Eid, I will sit on my terrace and note down who has sent what food, and his house food was the best. And one time, 3 p.m. it still didn't come, and I was so looking forward to their biryani that I actually climbed on my terrace and I snuck into their house, and while they were away for namaz and or whatever, to meet people, and I was eating biryani in the house, and the auntie came in and she caught me. It was so embarrassing. So those are my personal experiences in the film.
You mentioned about that anecdote, and you often
Yeah.
talk about intersectionality.
Yeah.
So did that intersectionality come through the story itself when you wrote the three story? Or did you have
See, it was already in the story, but what I wanted to bring in even more so was in Bashar's story, there was already that germ of a premise, that these two are one. But through them, I wanted to imagine a lot of things. And also, the biggest intent with this film has been about, how to, uh, because whenever we talk about, like, across the world, when we talk about people of color or ethnic and religious minorities or migrants or different kind of sexualities, everybody's spoken only as a statistic. We don't, and also it helps sort of to soften the guilt of being urban, and we'll say some token statement and empty rhetoric and to hide our apathy. So what if the intent was to, like, what if we actually pick two people from that and see their entire life journey, so that maybe we see the human side of it, maybe we'll start empathizing. That is always that my intention is never to, like, point daggers at people or call this one's villain, this one's evil. No, people are all victims of circumstances, and also not about ideologies, also not about communities. Actually, people failing people. So it's just that I think if we all can practice a bit of humanity and practice a bit of empathy and listen to the other side, that was the whole intent.
And do you think today's cinema can be without identity politics, the way the world is shaping up?
It is. See, I feel everything is political. At least in India, I mean, uh, you are a political entity. I mean, just the way I survive is a political statement to be, not statement, but you know what I mean. Like, uh, because all of us are going through a lot of things. Identity is, of course, a very big thing, because I don't think we can deny our cinema or rob it off of identities of various kinds.
And talking a little bit about your collaboration with Martin Scorsese, how did that come about? And a
Okay.
follow-up question to that would be,
Uh,
how did you retain to keep the film very Indian in its essence?
Thank you for asking that. Actually, firstly, Mr. Scorsese, actually, he had seen Masan and he loved it. thanks to my producer Melita Tosca on the frontier, she had shown him the film, and then she reached out to him about this film. So his feedback came in an email with pointers about the script, and that feedback was so good. He said spoke about arcs, and he said make it less expository, make it about this, and it really really worked in synergy. And even in the edit, he helped us out. He saw the cut and he used to send us feedback. Uh, the follow-up question was sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying, how did you keep it
Yeah.
Indian in its essence? Because normally
You know, I actually want to do that because this is a hybrid film. I don't want to be going to a big festival and get clapped and that's about it. I also want it to be seen in my homeland, in my country, and I want people from all the communities to watch and empathize. Because what is even the point of us as artists who will only go for laurels and whatever, but if we are not engaging with society, that is the precise reason why there are some bits which are expository for the world to understand. That is precisely why it is a bit more emotional because we as Indians would want to watch, we want to feel that way. So I try to do something that maybe works everywhere.
Right. And one last question, as a cinephile or somebody who loves all kinds of cinema, would you at some point like to do something which is not what you've done so far, something completely opposite, maybe a crime thriller or something like that?
I would definitely want to do crime. I'm obsessed with Brit crime. Obsessed. Like it's my fix. I cannot live without watching Brit crime or Scandinavian crime. But fiction only. I not true crime. But yeah, I would love to. I would love to do horror, political horror. Yeah.